It wasn't characteristic by the Titans. It's becoming sometimes characteristic of the Jaguars. I definitely want to see more from them than a win here, a win there. They need to put it together. And they're still lingering in the fringes of the playoff conversation in the AFC. They're in that cluster of teams that are now 5-8. Maybe one of them gets lucky and pops out of it and steals the 7th seed in the AFC. Time will tell. Or maybe the Jaguars steal the division. They're just a couple of games behind the Titans now. Here's Mike Vrabel, coach of Tennessee, after the loss.
Thought we were prepared. I don't know what it says, about this. We understand that there's going to be some ups and downs, and we're going to have to be able to weather the storm and find out, who's willing to kind of, give us that extra push here down the stretch.
Yeah, boy, he just seems beaten down and you just weary. And what are we going to do here? We did everything we could. How do you lose at home that badly to a team that's supposed to be not good? And I saw one of the reporters tweet that the traffic to the stadium was as light as it's been since the Ken Whisenhunt era in Tennessee. Ooh. And, the message you send to your fan base when you fire your GM at a time when you're 7-5 and you're leading the division is, we're just not very good. Why do you fire Jay? I agree with what Amy Adams-Strunk did. She explained to the AP over the weekend, once I made the decision, why wait? I agree with that completely. It's a sign of a properly functional team. Having to fire your GM in the middle of the season isn't a sign of a properly functional team, but they spotted the problem and they acted on it. But yeah, it sends a hell of a message to your fans. And you got to do a better job of, I think that's the point, messaging to your fans why you did it. You can't just do it and then go retreat. The fans need to understand. You need to sell them optimism and belief in the rest of the season, and it helps to, hold serve at home against a division rival, Myles.
Yeah, it does. And I thought that was one of the problems last week with what the Titans did, is that Amy Adams-Strunk was not out in front and explaining why she made the decision that she made. I always don't like that when we see ownership decisions and then either the head coach or the GM has to come out and start explaining things when it's not really their job to do that. So that was one thing that I wish they'd done a little bit differently. But just the fact that the Titans right now are playing as they're playing. They're not good. We can all see that. I mean, they're decent. They're good enough to win the AFC South, but the way that division is right now, which is everybody else is pretty bad, man, I don't know how much that really means. So they have to do a lot of soul searching and improve, because even if they come out here and they play like that, then the Chargers should beat them, right? But if they play to their capabilities, then we understand that the Titans should be better than the Chargers. It's just, I don't know what's going on right now.
And they have coming up, we mentioned the Chargers game. They have the Texans after that, the Cowboys, and then they finish with a trip to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And depending upon how things play out,
that's interesting.
Maybe that will be the game for the AFC South. And maybe that will be the game that ends up in prime time Week 18, because typically the NFL likes to look for a game where you win and you're in, you lose and you're out, regardless of anything that happens over the course of the day, and that's the best way to frame it. Division title, winner's in, loser goes home, no shot at a wild card. That may be the playoff play-in game. Titans at the Jaguars come Week 8. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.